What's up everyone? It is June, so it's time to go over the May budget, see how we did, as well as do an update on our contributions to our financial goals. So all that's coming up. Welcome back, guys. If you're new here, my name is Sean. I am documenting my journey to financial freedom. So if you're interested in personal finance topics, we talk about saving money and making money on this channel in the hopes to help you get to your financial goals as well. So last month I dropped a video, I'll leave a link right here, to a budgeting video that I made for May. I was interested because with COVID going on and being at home most of the time, I really wanted to know how that was affecting our budgets. Well, it turns out we saved a lot of money last month and we've continued to save some money this month. So I'm gonna go over the May budget, how we did, and consequently how we are going to be putting that money we have saved to use. I'm going to review our budget for the month of May using the website Mint that I have mentioned on this channel before. And then I'm gonna show you guys the spreadsheet that I showed you last month and the contributions we've made this month to those financial goals. Just a quick reminder before we get into it, this video is about just being honest and transparent with you guys, so don't focus too much about the numbers. We are all out there trying to achieve our own personal financial goals, whether that's paying off our credit card debt, our mortgages, or just saving up for a vacation or a new vehicle, whatever it is that we need. So the idea here is that we're keeping each other honest and accountable, and it's to encourage everyone to be successful together. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so let's get into this. Just so everyone is aware, the total number or total amount spent in these particular bar graphs is $1,286. The total budget that's on the right-hand side of those is $2,090. So we came in under budget. It's pretty obvious from looking at these graphs. One thing I'm gonna mention is that the way Mint works, unless you fix the budget yourself and tweak it yourself, is it will take an average of your previous month's spending and create these budgets automatically, but you can go in and customize these in Mint if you want to, which is what you should do after a while when you've got a feel for how much you usually spend. So if you compare these budgets to last month's, you'll see that some of those numbers have been brought down because we haven't been spending quite as much as we typically do, so the average came down. So anyway, let's get into it. So gas and fuel, specifically for our car, last month I think we were at $45. It's $25 this month. We didn't fill a full tank even this month. We just have not been driving as much as we normally do, so that worked out well. Movies and DVDs, just like last month, this is just our Netflix account. We haven't been to the movie theater, so that has also come in under budget. Zero for alcohol and bars. Despite me having a Corona in the last video, that was a Corona I had from before COVID, so that didn't show up here. Coffee shops, this is a few trips to Starbucks over the month, $15 between my wife and I. We've gotten out for a little bit of fast food, a couple of treats here and there, so our spending there is $56, still well below what we normally spend. I'll jump over groceries for a sec and talk about restaurants. This is a little bit higher than last month for sure. Last month I think we were about $112, it's $276. This month that is obvious because restaurants have now opened up. However, we've only gone out a few times and we're trying to keep an eye on this budget and not go over. You'll also notice that last month the budget said it was $890 and it's come down to $820. So this is just what I mentioned. Mint is noticing we're not spending as much, so it's bringing our budget down automatically. But anyway, just thought I would mention it there. We wanted to go out and support a couple local pubs during the pandemic, so we did. And it was a reminder of just how expensive restaurants actually are. Finally, there's some clothing charges here we ordered. And now I'll jump back to groceries. So after talking about the restaurants and fast food and everything, the balance comes into our grocery budget, which is typically in the $400 to $500 range per month. The last couple months we've been going way over because we've been making most of our meals at home. But overall, in these categories you see right now, we have saved $800 despite going $300 over on our groceries. So that's the balance of how much cheaper it is to make your own food versus to go out. One section I didn't show you guys last week is this little arrow at the bottom that says everything else. So outside of these bar graphs, these categories that I've shown you, this tracks everything else that we have spent. Now, I'm gonna go into this month because there's a couple things that I can talk about, but typically a lot of these are fixed costs that we can't really do too much about other than, renegotiate contracts, but those are all kind of tracked separately in here. So we'll start from the top. Auto and transport was particularly high this month. Usually there's maybe like some bucks in here for a car wash or some parking, as you can see, but $1,100 here was to purchase and install our new tires for our car this month. So that was something we had to pay for. It just had to happen. It's normal maintenance. We had been riding on our old tires basically as far as we could safely carry them. So that had to happen. And I do always say that cars are essentially a money pit, but both Natalie and I share one, and it's important to take care of it because it is our only vehicle. So that's that. It's also tracking our bills and utilities. So you can see here our home internet, mobile phone, and utilities are all tracked here. Business services, this is just something I use to help me make these YouTube videos, the $7. Music, that's our iTunes account. We also track some of our charitable giving in here. Each month, we've got some regular contributions that go out, so that's tracked. Health and fitness usually just has our gym memberships. We did have some health services we had to pay for, so that's why it says doctor here. Moving on down to home, I'll talk about the mortgage and rent. This is a normal, regular number that comes out every month for us, $1,450. And our home improvement number has gone up actually because we've made a bunch of purchases from Home Depot this month. If you guys are actually following me on Instagram, you'd know that Natalie and I have been building some of our own deck chairs. We buy the lumber, cut it up, build it, and put it together. It was kind of like a nice side project to do for this month. So that's why there's some dollars in here. This shopping category just kind of captures all the other odds and ends in shopping that we have. And property tax, that's just another fixed cost that actually we were told by the city that ours will be going up along with everybody else's, unfortunately. So that number is going to be going up soon. And finally, we are tracking our transfers to Questrade that come out every month. That's what this number is. And there is one credit card payment here for one other credit card that we use that Natalie tracks here. So it's all makes up $5,047, but I just wanted to show you guys these things in here. In case you're wondering why I don't have any car costs or anything, it's because they usually come in here. So I will go through these in future videos if there's something to talk about. If they're all these just regular scheduled payments, I may just skip over them. Okay, so before we get into the next part of the video about putting our money towards our financial goals, just a reminder, if you guys want to continue following along, remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you're liking the video so far, remember to hit that like button as well. All right, so now I'm gonna pull up the spreadsheets that we use to track our contributions and how we are doing towards getting to our financial goals. First, we'll flip to our investment account. So that's our TFSAs, which are Roth IRAs, and our RSPs, which are traditional IRAs. So the way to read these graphs is the dark green is what's already been contributed, the light green is what we contributed this month, and then the light blue is kind of showing you what's left to be contributed to reach our goal. So the TFSA is the one that we're focusing on this year. This is my TFSA. This month we were able to stick to the $1,200 towards my TFSA to catch me up on that account. We also put the $500 that we needed for Natalie's TFSA, that went in there. The reason Natalie's bar is lower than mine is because we focused on filling up her TFSA last year. So there's only so much contribution room every year. That brought that bar down, which is good. And that's the goal for my TFSA this year, so that next year we have a very easy to maintain amount of contributions for those accounts. Then we were able to put $500 towards each of our RSPs just to maintain them a bit, as we are hoping to do this year. We actually didn't know, but we had more contribution room in our RSPs than we thought, and this was really due to us reading our income statements incorrectly. However, we don't have the funds, we won't be making enough money this year to top these accounts up as well, so those will be goals for future years. Flipping over to the other table, this shows our emergency fund, and finally our big goal, which is paying our lump sum for the house. So the emergency fund is still healthy. If you followed the video last week, we trimmed this down and kept it at $20,000. We still had some left over in our checking account, and combine that with the money that we saved this month, we were actually able to put another $10,000 towards the lump sum this month, which is great. I don't think we'll ever have a month where we can put another 10K towards this from now till the end of the year. However, the goal is to have this maxed out by the middle of December of this year. It's June now, and we're about halfway there, so we're tracking well to achieving this goal, which is good. Now, because we hit all of our financial goals this month, it's exciting because now we get to fill out the trackers, and I was trying to work on a tracker last month that would kind of make this fun. You'll know that I kind of made one for the house that's kind of this snake way sort of dealy, and we fill out a square every time we put $2,000 towards the house. So that was one. I've got two trackers here that we fill out every month. We color in one of these little cartoons every time we put money towards each of our RSPs. That's myself and Natalie. And then I did this one for the TFSA, a big jar for me because that TFSA is a bigger goal, and Natalie's got a small jar, so we fill in these little marbles that are in the jars every time we make a contribution there. So now we're gonna go ahead and do all that. So we're tracking it both in a spreadsheet, but we're also doing it a little bit more fun on these trackers. So you'll be seeing those in future videos as well as we go ahead and start filling those out. So there you go, guys. The silver lining to isolation is that it does make achieving these financial goals a lot easier for us. I really hope this video helps you guys stay motivated in achieving your goals. And please let me know what you guys are saving up for in the comments below. Is it to maybe pay off a credit card debt, or to go on a family trip, or maybe you're saving up to go back to school? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be very interested to know what you guys are working on. Now, later on this week, I will be putting out a book review on a business and leadership book called Lean In. I haven't done a book review in a long time, so I'm gonna do that. And I'm also doing research right now for a video on REITs, which I wanna put out next week, how to analyze REITs. So if you're interested in that, again, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you guys know right when those videos are dropping. Finally, thank you for watching. Until next time, have a great week, spread the wealth, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Just a quick reminder though, before we get into it, now because we hit all of our financial goals this month, because we hit all of our financial goals this week, and I did mention this in the last video, but because we hit all of our financial goals,